certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Steel Toe Morning Show. I'm Aaron Imholt. Am I looking a little more slender than I have the rest of the week? I hope so. I'm down a little bit more. It was sparring day yesterday, and with the snowstorm, there weren't that many people. So you just cranked it up to 3-minute rounds with a 30-second rest, and you get 8 to 10 rounds in, and sauna beforehand, some bag work beforehand. You can get some fucking sweat going. And I was able to between yesterday and today, I was able to sweat out a few pounds. So I'm down. I'm back within 10 of the fighting weight. It was looking bad there for a couple days, but we're back within 10. Now I just got to not have a fucking irresponsible weekend. And that means that it means no drinking, because if you drink one night, so like Fury Usyk 2 is on Saturday, and I'm just going to, I've noticed that I really enjoy the tomato juice without the vodka part. Because I have the bloody before every Vikings game. And every morning I've been drinking a glass of tomato juice. I put some V8, and I put some salt, some pepper, and some Cajun seasoning in there. I stir it up nice. And my breakfast has been a nice little tomato juice. And I've noticed that it feels good. But you have a couple cocktails one night, man. It takes a week or two to work that shit off. And, of course, I don't drink every day. Like, I have the one before the Vikings game, and then every few weeks I'll go out with friends and whatnot. But if you just have that one night out, man, it fucks up your health for a good week or two. So I think I finally got it all from Saturday. I've got it all sweated out. We're all good. We're coming back down. Now I just got to not eat like a pig. So far, so good. We'll see what this weekend brings. But last night, we have boxing. We crank up the rounds. We crank up the time, and I've been denying that I'm getting old. I've been denying that some of the physical properties are starting to fade a little bit, and I've attributed a lot of it to gaining 10 pounds. And I've just been I'm a step slower because I'm a little chunky, and my hips hurt a little more in the morning after a lot of sparring because I'm heavier. I'm carrying more weight around. I don't know, man. I seem to be a little more brittle. I seem to be a little more breakable. I can still take it, but like defensively, I'm very tricky. So I'm not taking hard shots or anything like that, but I fucking hurt myself again last night. God damn it. And I was smooth. Oh, the body shots were hitting last evening. And so much so that I went to the well one too many times. A lot of heavyweights yesterday. The people that made it out were guys my size and larger. And I was really putting in some good work. And, heavyweights, when they get tired, they like to lean. They like to get in nice and close and like to lean. And what you can do is you can fire off that combination that Mike Tyson used to throw, which is a pivot step to the right hand to the body, turn it into the uppercut. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fire off that combination tonight because these big guys are starting to get tired and they're leaning. So I do. I land one. Right hand to the body as you step to the right and you pivot. And as I throw the uppercut comes in, but it comes in under the left hand, and it's right after the body shot. So the guy I'm working with, as soon as I hit him to the body, the left arm drops down, and it drops down as I'm throwing the uppercut, and it's hitting me right in this tendon here. And it hit me really solid on the way up, and it just really stung. I could tell I bruised something, but it was fine. Later that round, I throw this like a fucking moron. I throw the same combination. It connects nicely. Right hand to the body, uppercut. That left elbow slams down again. Boom. Hits that tendon. And now I got like a little, just kind of like a little plum in my arm there. Just like a little plum swelling and some discoloration. It's uncomfortable to the touch, but it doesn't hurt like normally. But I'm getting old, and there's these fucking ailments. That's what SP calls them. In the morning, I'll go, oh, God, I'm sore from sparring. And she goes, oh, man, you're just full of ailments, aren't you? I'm injured. I'm very injured. But it was a great night. It was a lot of fun. Got some solid work in. Bunch of sweaty men rubbing on each other and hitting each other. Who wouldn't have a good time, right? And now we've got a great show today. I'm very excited about the stuff we've got. It's Rumble Link Friday. So you got $5 links, $10 to get to the front of the line, and we got a new one today. I heard throughout the week that a lot of people want to do Ed and Michelle. Couple of things about Ed and Michelle. One, they're long clips. I have no problem playing them. Two, there could be a lot of them. And we have a lot of news to talk about today with the Nick Fuentes thing and all that. And I want to get to all of it. So I've decided that since I don't have to pick up the kids from school till later, if a lot of Ed and Michelle's come in and it starts getting a little crazy, I will offer to go until noon today. Plus I have to train because we got the birthday show, which could be 8 hours long, coming up on Monday. So we could be very, very busy. By the way, I either have a big surprise for the Monday birthday show, or I just have a guest co-host for the birthday show that's very appropriate, who's been around the show for years, that I think would be a very appropriate partner for the birthday show. I don't think we don't need to keep it a surprise. Matt is going to co-host the birthday show. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really going to enjoy that. So we got the Monday birthday show, which could go 8 hours. We've got today's show, which could be 6 hours. Holy shit. It could be a busy one today. Fire Ginger says, I think I'll tune out and catch the replay. You sound better at 1.5 speed. I didn't know that. I'll speed it up a little bit. Thank you, Fire Ginger. Good to see you. Bam Bam with $5 just writes, LOL, use gay. I like that one. Aaron's Dingley thingy says, Aaron loves Rumble Twink Friday. Is that because of Nick Fuentes? Is that why it's Rumble Twink Friday? Look, man, we got a great show today. I'm very excited for it. It could go very, very long. We'll see. And we've got a potential, if enough of those Ed and Michelle's and shit come in, to go until noon today. If a shitload of that stuff comes in, we'll do the 6 hours. I want to get it all in there. Okay. Numero uno Josh Denny fan says the goal is 195 pounds. I don't even think it's an age thing. I can't get to 195. When I was like 17 or 18 and I first ever started boxing, I got to 192 one time, and parents, girlfriend at the time, and friends, it was the only time in my life people have ever expressed concern about my weight being too low. Because I had just started out boxing. I didn't realize how much running there was, how much like you were going through almost like the way they did it at ACR, Anoka Coon Rapids Boxing Gym, where I started. is it was almost like a training camp. It's like they jogged you out a mile to a baseball field, and then you ran foul pole sprints, and then you did all kinds of drills and shit like that, and then you jogged the mile back to the gym, and then you got to start bag work and sparring and shit. So it was pretty wild, and, you know, I'm 17 years old, got a hell of a metabolism, no matter how much Taco Bell I eat. And I got down to 192, and I was very pale, and I was very gaunt, and it was literally the only time in my life that people went, I'm worried you're losing too much weight. And I've been on both sides of that equation. I've been almost 240, and people have been like, you're getting too big. And I've been 192, and they've been like, I'm worried that you're not taking care of yourself. Now I'm at a very unsympathetic 225, and people are just like, you're just kind of a flabby fuck, aren't you? Then you get down to 250. 215 is where I feel best. But honestly, if I was trying and I was living healthy, I could do 210, 205. 215 is kind of a cop-out weight. I will admit that. It allows me to kind of live the way I live. Like, if I'm putting in effort, okay, I'll admit 205, 210 should probably be the number I should be at. It's fine. I can be honest with myself. Maybe we'll get there. We'll see. All right, let's go into the chat. Let's talk to you guys. Thank you for all the Rumble Link Friday stuff. We got Trucker 18 Wheeler saying Johnny came out yesterday. Uh-oh. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's get to some shopkeeping stuff. Yesterday's show was a lot of fun. I think fucking with those guys in the Rumble chat was great. It's just, Mr. T, the great poet laureate Mr. T once said, I pity the fool. And the steel toe obsession, I think, is great. You know me. I love it. Best heel in the business. I'm a heat-seeking motherfucker, and I'm very good at it. Makes a lot of creators jealous. I understand. Makes a lot of people really upset when they, tie themselves to my coattails and it doesn't go the way they want. That's somehow my fault. But I mind my business. I do my show, and I draw others in, and they want to touch me. That's all they want to do. They just want to touch. They just want to touch. And it makes them upset that I don't get upset that they're upset. I don't understand it. They failed to explain it to me because they speak in autistic shrieking. But I saw yesterday, I had to watch Chad because, I offhandedly remarked while we were watching that Sam Tripoli thing, I had a thought, and I went, on the spot, I just thought we were too hard on Chad. And I feel bad because I see how well Chad's doing now, and I go, I slowed that down because the point I was trying to make was I'm really good at doing that to people. I'm really good at fucking with people. I'm really good at trashing the shit out of people, deconstructing them. We've done it with Mersh, Melton, and many other people. Radio people, we did it, like JJ and others. We've been very good at it. But we don't mean it. Like, we do it, and it's fun, and then we move on and we talk about other things. I forget sometimes that the Mershes and the Meltons, those are guys, this is all they have. Like, they mean it, and they're invested. So I kind of forget that, and I forget that I'm kind of like what I think is a passing comment or what I think is just kind of a fun little thing. I'm not talking about a show they do. I'm talking about their life. And the same thing for a lot of these commenters and these Dabbleverse people. I forget that, this is all they've got. So, all the anger and all the hostility they're throwing at me, these are the things they want to say to a partner they don't have, a parent that doesn't listen to them, family members who don't really pay attention to them anymore. All of that stuff they feel towards those people, they unload onto me. And I've accepted that, and I get that, and I appreciate that in many ways. So this Chad thing, I just throw out there as a thought I had. And so I watched Chad's show because I'm on the thumbnail, and I'm like, I enjoy what Chad's been doing lately. And Chad and his chat are in there playing this clip, and they've got white lab coats on like they're scientists. And they're going, what does he mean by this? What's Aaron attempting to do? What's Aaron's grand strategy? And I'm watching it, and I'm going, oh, no, I didn't realize what I'd done. What I consider a passive thought that I had in my head during a show to talk to my audience about, I again forget that for a lot of these people, the people commenting on it especially, this is their whole life. So they think there's like, in their life, that this would be like a manipulative James Bond moment to them. That's what they would do. And they can't think any other way but the way they would do. Luckily, I can think like them as well as think like myself. So I'm going, oh shit, I just had this passing thought about Chad. It felt good to get it off my chest. It felt like going through what I went through, and maybe this is what's frustrating a lot of steel toe haters. What I went through in real life, you can't touch with a YouTube comment. You can't touch it with a live stream comment. You can't touch it with creating a new show that's all about Aaron. You can't do it. What I went through was so real and so destructive and so awful. The things I've chosen to do over the last year, the first half of it, were so unhealthy and so bad. And it really made me reflect and realize what's important. And it's just when you get through that and you come out the other side, I know it's frustrating to other creators and it's frustrating to commenters and whatnot. You just can't be harmed by that stuff. It just can't get through, you know? Call it life experience, call it whatever you want. Call it learning from your mistakes. But I thought about what we did to Chad, and I was like, you know, that was fucking gay. Like, we were losers. And all of you who enjoyed what we were doing in regards to Chad, you're fucking losers too. Because we just sat there watching a guy who had a drinking problem, watching a guy who was going through a tough time emotionally, psychologically, the whole thing. And all we did was take advantage of it. Like, all we did was pick on it and, like, try to make it worse. And it's like, what a bunch of shitbags. So I felt bad about that. But then Chad goes on his show, and unfortunately for him, he gets so wrapped up in these chats and all this other stuff that he's like, chat, what do you guys think is going on? What do you think Aaron's up to here? Do you think he's plotting something or planning something? And I'm watching it, and I'm just kind of feeling bad for everybody. And I'm going, you know, it's kind of one of those gaslighty moments where you're like, did I? Like, you're sitting there going, what was I up to? What was I doing? Oh, my God, what was my plan behind this? And I'm like, oh, wait, these people are all just overthinking. And so it was really just a passing thought that I had. It felt good to get it off my chest. It felt like I moved on past something. And to be honest, I didn't even think Chad would pick it up. I didn't even think Chad would talk about it. I didn't think it was that important. I mean, it kind of shows that what I think and how I feel about the way I spoke about Chad, it matters to him. And that's another reason. Now that I know that it's important to him, it also makes me feel good that I said it because it clearly made a difference to him. So, you know, when you do something to kind of cleanse your own soul, and then you realize it's important to that person too, that's kind of that's the perfect kind of mix for that sort of deal. And then watching the comments and realizing how much people project their own misery onto me was really interesting too. I kind of got a window into the soul of like the average person who hates steel toe, and I realized they take that shit with them throughout the day. Like, it doesn't stop when I stop streaming. They take it with them, and it bears a lot of pain for someone they don't even know. And it's clear to me that it's the problems they have with their family, their friends, the disappointments in their personal life. I get to be the one thing that they unload all of that onto. And that kind of feels good in a way too, because you're helping someone that way as well. And I guess I'm glad to help. But they were like, Chad, you can't trust him because he's playing this 4D chess game. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I was a retard. Like, I thought I was just this big dumb idiot or whatever. Now I'm a 4D chess player, and I'm just like, these poor people just don't have a contiguous set of thoughts that connect to each other. It's just in that moment, you know, like a squirrel brain. So it felt good to get that out. And I will tell Chad, I didn't have any ulterior motive. There wasn't supposed to be any follow-up to it. Just felt bad about some shit. Felt good to say it to my audience. Sorry, Dabbleverse. Not everything is 4D chess. In fact, nothing is 4D chess. It's all retarded podcasts, guys. Now go call your mom and yell the things at her that you really want to yell and stop saying them to me. They're getting redundant. All right, guys, let's move on with the show. I'm sorry. I know the YouTube chat is probably getting very upset with me that I did that to them. I apologize. Now go on and enjoy your programs. We've got a lot of links to play. Enough with the gay jokes, especially from a gay broke bitch yourself. Hey, Loke, let's cut YouTube loose. Let's go to Rumble Friday. Let's do some Ed and Michelle. Let's do some Vidam. We got lots of great stuff coming up. It could be a 6-hour show today. Talk to you soon. More in a moment. There we go. And the YouTube people are gone. Yeah, I saw the Chad